Hello everybody and welcome to this video about the weak references in ProSuite software. So the weak references is a study found and taught by Jim Dalton. They are used by very short-term and day traders to enter trades. References like today's open, yesterday's close, overnight high and low, half back are examples of references monitored by these short-term traders. Longer-term, stronger hands traders don't have a clue about these references as they trade differently, mainly because of the size of their orders, among other things. So this is a way to find out who is in control in the current market. Let's say that the market trades to today's halfback and reverse. That is a clue that it was done by a very short-term or day trader. So that's how we use weak references. ProSuite allows you to set up the references to be used as weak reference. To do so, you have to go to the indicator window. You right-click on your mouse and you go to the indicators, and you will have access to the indicator setting window. And under the weak reference category right at the bottom, you check the ones that you want to include. By default, only the VWAP is not included. But the references available for the weak reference study are the LVA, VWAP, overnight, which include overnight high, overnight low, and overnight halfback, settlement, open, halfback, the previous halfback, extremes, which are the previous pit profile high and low, POC, gap, and long-term references. So you can include any references here that you wish. Like I said, by default, only the VWAP is not selected. Now, make sure that the weak reference is set to be displayed by clicking on the Dalton button here at the top, and make sure that the Show Weak References is green. It should be by default, but just make sure that it is green so it will show the weak references on your ProSuite market profile chart. Now we have also some weak reference settings from the property grid. So if you click on the properties button at the top, and you go to the Dalton tab, and under the weak reference category, we can set the reactivate ticks property as well as the weak reference ticks property. The reactivate ticks property is the number of ticks that we have to trade away from the reference once the reference has been deactivated. The reference is deactivated when we trade through an activated weak reference. The weak reference ticks property is the maximum number of ticks around the reference that we have to go to activate it. So let's say, for example, that we have the session settlement here as a weak reference. If the market go up to that reference within one tick, because this is the default set in the property window here, so you're going to have this reference is going to be shown as a weak sell if we trade back down. If we trade through it, it's going to disappear, and now the software will wait for your reactivate ticks number to set it again. So if it's 8 ticks, for example, so we'll wait to trade 8 ticks above to reactivate the session settlement week reference, or 8 ticks below to reactivate it as a resistance. So you can see here that they are shown on the chart as weak sell and weak buys. Finally, you have access to a report called Weak References Report from the Reports button here at the top. So you have the Weak Reference Report here. In that report, you have the current and historical profiles weak references with the date, the price level, and the reference from which they originate. So that's a very, very nice report to look at previous profiles, weak references. Now I would like to say one last word about how the references are collected, the weak reference, are collected and saved. The weak references are collected only in real time, meaning that ProSuite has to be opened during real-time market and stay opened until the close. If you close ProSuite before the end of the session, you will lose your weak references up to that moment for the day. When the market closes, the active current day weak references will be saved on your PC and available historically thereafter. You should hear a voice telling you that this process has been executed. So that's all about these weak references. I encourage you to visit J. Dalton Trading to know more about weak references and what they mean. But it's a very nice way to see what kind of traders are dominating the current market. So thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time.